Hi Joyce.
How are you?
Very well, and you?
I'm good.
How are you doing?
Okay.
Thank you very much for joining me on my entrepreneurship journey. Guys, thank you very much for joining us. And today I'm going to be chatting to Joyce. She's the owner of Joyce Coffee based in Linders, Johannesburg. And she shared her story. For those of you that know about my entrepreneurship journey series, she has shared her story, her monologue. You can find it. You can find the link in the description below. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel and share, like, and comment. Leave your comment. If you're an entrepreneur, leave your comment. If you're an aspiring entrepreneur, leave your comment also. If you have any questions, please put it in the comment section below, and I'll try as much as possible to answer all of your questions. Once again, thank you very much for being part of this episode. So you shared your story earlier, which people can find in the description below, like I mentioned. You started this coffee shop because it has been your dream to want to own a business, even though you didn't know which industry you were going to go into. But let's go back a little bit. You are in Zimbabwe, but now in South Africa. You're based in South Africa, your business is based in South Africa. What led you or inspired you, or why South Africa?
Coming to South Africa, I didn't come here to stay. It was around 2006, 2007. I came here to visit because half of my relatives they stay here in South Africa. So I came here to visit. When I came here, it was my first time to come here. I told myself I'm not going back. And then as a teenager, like others, I saw people were going to work. I'm like, I also need to look for a job and work. So my family were not happy about it. They wanted me to go back home. But I was stubborn. I said, no, let me look for a job. I got a job. My first job, I got it in Eastgate Mall. And then I went back home and said, I got a job. They asked me, you got a job, but you don't have work permit yet. I already got a job. That's how I stayed South Africa, because now this thing of getting paid, you now see money.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where you sell. They were selling those birthday cards, the gift
party
stuff.
item, yes, gifts and birthday. Okay, interesting,
yes.
Interesting. So, how did that then go? How long did you work there?
I worked there for almost 6 months, and it was not permanent. It was temporary, because it was time for Christmas, so they were looking for casuals.
I see.
That's how I got that job. So whilst I was there was a guy in our street. I told him, you know what? I'm not going to Zimbabwe, so get me another job, because this one is not permanent. And then he says to me, are you still looking for a job? Because they're looking for someone. So I'm like, you know what, let me go and resign there first. He says to me, no, don't resign, attend the interview. So I attend the interview on a Sunday, and then the guy that interviewed me says, you know what, just start on tomorrow.
Okay, how long did you work there?
2 to 3 years.
Okay. So 2 to 3 years, that would be 2010, 2011, thereabout?
No, it was from 2007, 8, 9, 2009.
I see, okay.
And then I stopped. I went to do computer courses, computer diploma.
Why?
My boyfriend didn't want me to work and say, they pay you peanuts, go back to school. And then, so the whole year I was studying. After that, I had a baby. After a baby, I go back to work. That's when I joined, because I've been a fan of the customer thing. I did a course for consulting.
Okay.
And then I got a job in Kramerview, Santin, for those insurance.
I see.
Yeah. And then after that, I now got another one as an agent. So that's when now I got a promotion as a branch manager for Johannesburg. So I used to travel, like the company will pay maybe a guest house. We go to Rustenburg.
Yes.
To go to employees in the mine. After that, that's somehow I didn't know how I moved from there to coffee shop. Because I've got a big sister who went for Seattle. Now it's almost going to 15 years now. So she said to me, instead of you to stay home, why don't you, because this job we are traveling and you've got a child. I says, you know what, let me just try it. She says to me, but they don't pay a lot. So when I went to interview for Seattle, the manager that hired me.
Can you remember the year?
It was 2015.
2015.
5 January.
Okay.
He promoted me on my interview.
What?
Because
you got promotion?
I got promotion
while you've been interviewed?
Yes. Because he saw on my CV that I was a manager from my previous job.
Yes.
And then he asked me to say, can I phone the referral address? I'm like, yeah, you can. You phone and he says, you know what? Congratulations, you just got promoted.
Wow.
I've got a store, a manager is going maternity leave and I need this. Someone that's going to hold the store.
Wow, that was good timing.
Yeah, so, but I did not start as a manager immediately.
Yes.
I started to learn how to make coffee.
Sure, because you didn't know anything about coffee and all
yes,
that.
I told him that I don't know, I only know how to do coffee. So I learned to become a barista. I was a barista, assistant manager.
Oh, so you're a trained barista?
I'm a well-trained barista.
Well-trained, not just
a... So I became a barista, assistant manager. I became a store manager to the point I ran big stores in Seattle.
Yes.
And then...
Which branch was that?
First, it was the big branch was the one in Rosebank Link.
Okay.
After Rosebank Link, I moved to 102 Rivonia, there by Ernest & Young.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the experience that I got, now I was now feeling it in me to say, I can actually run my own coffee shop.
After how many months or years that you then feel like, you know what, I can run my own coffee business?
After 2 years actually.
Okay.
Because remember I didn't know anything about the coffee industry. I used to hate the industry related to restaurant. I used to say, nah, me, I won't be a waitress. So when I joined the coffee, the one thing I like about the coffee industry,
yes,
you are a barista, not a waitress.
Go
to train.
Oh yes.
Customers come on the counter, they order their drinks, you make the drink, you hand over to customers. So maybe that's what makes me to enjoy more. And then the fact that as a manager now, you understand how the business is.
Absolutely.
What they are making.
Yes.
So I started to make plans with myself to say, one day I'm going to have my own coffee shop.
So when that thought came that one day you're going to have your own coffee shop, what did you then do?
I did nothing actually.
Okay.
Only when I was sick, that's when I say to myself.
Which year was that? Which year were you sick?
Last year.
2020.
2020. I got sick to the point that they were injecting me almost 18 injections a day.
What?
Yeah. When they discharged me, I would be like, I couldn't even lift up my hand.
So weak.
So weak. I'm like, okay. I even agree with the doctors that maybe it wasn't 3 days, but eventually I'm going to die.
Oh, the doctor said you were going to die.
After 3 days, if I don't go.
Guys, it's very important that you go and watch Joyce's story when she shared our monologue. It's very important. Again, the link is in the description box. And if you have not subscribed, again, please subscribe to the channel and share the video. You know, if you know anyone that is aspiring to be an entrepreneur and they're kind of feeling scared or afraid or whatever the case is, I believe that you sharing this video with them will inspire them and encourage them to kick off their entrepreneurship dream. Thank you. So you were sick and very weak, and so at work, what happened?
I was no more working for Seattle now. So immediately I was no more working for Seattle. The sickness became worse because I was like in and out of hospital. I'll go for a week, stay home for a week, go back for a week, for 5 months. And I couldn't stand to the point I said to myself, I can't even work, I can't even go to
anywhere. Yeah, because your job requires that you
even to stand. But I keep on saying, okay, if I open a coffee shop, I'm safe to stand.
That dream was still there.
It was still there. I said, okay, I didn't die. And then I started saying to people, you know what? 3 days was changed to 300 years. So in this 300 years, I'm going to do something. People will laugh at me and say, you says no. People always ask me, did you go for surgery? I didn't go. It was now scheduled after 6 months. If I tell you, I started to have positive mind. I started to eat healthy, to jog. I was not a fan of jogging.
Before then?
I was not. Because when I went for my operation, I was turned back. The doctor said, it was the day for operation, everything was prepared for me. The forms were signed. From nowhere to pick up a phone and phone the head of surgeon. That was now in, because I was treated in Johannesburg Hospital, but the operation was in Edenview Hospital. So when I was in Edenview Hospital, the doctor phoned the head of surgeon there now and say, you know what, I'm going to put my job on the risk here, but I know that nothing's going to happen. I'm going to cancel this operation. I was upset to say, why are you refusing to operate me? I'm in pain here. She says to me, Joyce, hold on, I'm not going to put your life in danger, but are you a believer? I says, yes. She says, you know what, I'm going to give you your own personal dietitian. Let's follow diet and see. Because not every disease requires operation.
Wow.
So I went to the dietitian's ward. She gave me pointers to say, okay, let's change your diet. Do you exercise? No, I don't exercise. I know you don't like to walk, to run, but just walk.
Yes.
I said, okay, I promise, just walking. I'm not gonna run. But I saw myself running 15 kilometers a day.
Are you serious?
I lost because I was 117 kgs. I lost from 117 to 95 kgs. I started feeling good and I thought, okay, now I know that. Since that day, I never got any pains. The hospital didn't phone me to say, okay, come for your operation. The last year end, I'm like, okay, which means the last year end and the operation end. Till today, the hospital never contacted me again.
Wow.
But they opened the file that I must be going to collect medication every 30 days. So they gave me a bunch. But those tablets, you can only take them when you are in pain. So since then, I didn't touch them because I did not feel any pain.
Wow.
Till today.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow, that is so inspiring. And your dream of owning a coffee shop while you are going through all of this, where was it?
It was in the back of my mind. As a believer, I used to talk to God myself. One day I even shouted him. I says, you don't exist.
Imagine.
To be honest with you, the day I shouted God, I'm not encouraging people out there to do that. That was the day the pain disappeared till today.
Wow.
I told him that you don't exist. If you existed, the way I trusted and believed in you, that by now these pains will
should have gone so that I can do my dream or go after my dream.
Yeah, and then I said, okay, I believe the doctors I will die. Make sure you look after my child. I'm talking to God myself.
Yes.
That was the last day I thought I asked myself, maybe when I'm lying on the bed, the pain's gonna come back again. It didn't come. I pressed myself. The pain.
So you challenged God.
I challenged God. After that, when the pain went away for the first time in my life, I preached in front of the church.
What?
From nowhere, the pastor that said to me, you are going to preach. I says, me? I've never preached. He says, you are now an evangelist and you're going to preach. So I was like, I'm not going to turn him down. I challenge God that is not there, but I believe that is there. So what I'm going to do, even if I say 2-3 words, I'll do it. So I started watching this teaching for the gospel.
Yes.
And then I choose the topic of what damages the heart. I read about that. It inspires me. It was a teaching from T.B. Joshua.
I see.
And then I went and I copied the way he teaches it. I saw myself preaching in the church. People were like, you are a preacher. I said, I don't know. And then I started, it gave me more. So, okay, so it means I can do things that I didn't know that I can do it. To the point that people wanted me now to continue to preach.
Yeah.
And then I started leading on prayers. I opened the service with prayers. I'm like, okay, I didn't know that I can do this.
So your deliverance.
For years I used to go to church, but I never do these things.
So your deliverance from that sickness then gave you hope.
Give me more hope.
And also increases your faith.
It increases my faith to the point that God actually embarrassed me that I am there. I didn't have the capital to open the coffee shop. I just got a helper who gave me the money to open this coffee shop. That's when I said,
so that's when you started getting the equipment that are required and all of that.
A helper asked me, what is your dream? I'm like, I have got a dream. I want to open a coffee shop, but I don't have capital. And he says to me, okay, draw me a budget.
Okay.
So I thought it was a joke. I drew a budget, I gave him. I says, okay, just to buy the stuff, I will look online, it's only 45,000, but I don't know about the rental. He says to me, give me your account. Look at your account. I saw 45,000. I'm like, no, it's a lie.
Wow, this is your story.
So remember, it's more than that. This is just to start buying your stuff. At the end of the day, I spent almost about 90,000 rand. I didn't have a cent, but I spent 90,000 to open Joyce Coffee. That's when now.
Today you are running your own business.
I'm running my own business.
Well established, registered in South Africa. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow, what an inspiring story. I'm even like kind of dumbfounded, don't even know. Wow, your story is so inspiring that I'm kind of speechless, don't even know what to ask now. So, for the benefit of those that are in challenges of life, either personal or otherwise, and they know that there is a dream, or they have a dream, and something that has always been at the back of their mind to do, either as a business or even a non-for-profit, what would you say to such a person that is going through challenges currently? However, they know that there's a dream and there's something that they really want to do.
What I can say to people out there that are in the situation where I was, my advice to them is, firstly, is your belief. Do you believe in God that He can do impossible things, make it possible? Do you believe that God can make a way where there seems to be no way? I did not go and look for finances somewhere else, but the dream was in the back of my mind. The hope was not there to say, okay, I'm sick here, I don't think I can do this. But believing in myself and believing in God that He can make a way, He did that for me.
Wow.
So I encourage people out there, don't give up on your dreams. And always believe in God that He always make a way where there seems to be no way.
Wow. Wow. Thank you very much for that. Guys, you heard that. And when it comes to your business, what are some of the challenges you faced, and how did you overcome those challenges? I know you've shared it in your monologue earlier. Guys, if you've not watched it, I mentioned earlier that you can watch Joyce's My Entrepreneurship Journey. The link is in the description below. So what are some of the challenges you face in business? Oh, by the way, how long has the business been in operation?
I opened on 6 May
2021.
2021.
And as at the time of recording this video, today is the 19th of June 2021. You said you opened 6th May.
6th May.
So it's like 1 month, few weeks there, about like 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And how has this business been?
I can't complain. Now I've got regulars. I actually set my target. Sometimes I hit the target, sometimes I nearly hit the target. But I can't complain because it's doing well. I'm still doing the supply to other coffee shops. I'm still offering training to people that wants to join the industry, baristas who wants to look for a job in coffee shops, so I can train you, and then I can also connect you to other cafes that are looking for baristas.
Interesting. So your experience of working at a well-established coffee company help you to be able to train others.
Yes.
You know, you're not just a business owner, but you can train others that want to become a barista. That is very interesting. And what that does also is that your revenue is not just from the coffee that you're selling, but you also generating revenue from the training.
Yeah.
What's the bigger goal for Joyce Coffee?
The bigger goal is to empower more women in the industry.
Why?
Like I said earlier, the industry is more of male dominated and mostly whites. There's few blacks that own coffee shops. So I encourage black people out there, mostly women, to say there is opportunity to open your own business in coffee industry.
Interesting.
Yes.
By the way, you mentioned earlier why you named the business Joyce Coffee. Can you share with those that are watching?
I named the business after my name because I decided to become the brand to represent my company. So wherever I go, I represent Joyce. Why I choose Joyce? When customers walk in, they ask me, who's Joyce? Some they don't even have to ask me. Morning Joyce, hello Joyce. Already they know this is Joyce. Doesn't mean I produce coffee myself, but I am the brand. So it's actually like I want to leave a legacy for myself. But one day if I don't exist anymore, they will remember this name doesn't go. My child, my grandchildren, it will carry on a legacy. Wow. There's Joyce Coffee. People will say, we drink coffee from Joyce Coffee, we pass by Joyce Coffee. So everybody else, they know there's Joyce Coffee. Joyce Coffee will be worldwide.
Wow, wow. That's a big dream.
Yes.
And I know that the way God has helped you, since inception, since starting the business, I know that will also come to manifestation. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And that's very true, because, for example, if you look at brands like, especially clothing brands like your Versace, your Gucci, they are names of people, and people are buying them now. So that's very, very good. Is there anything you would like to look into the camera and tell people in general, or young people? What's the message to the youth out there? Look into the camera.
My message to the youth out there is don't be embarrassed to start small whilst thinking big, because the future is bright out there despite the COVID-19.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, guys, for watching the conversation. Please subscribe if you have not, and see you in the next episode. Don't forget to share, like, and leave your comments below. Thank you.